Welcome, my foodie friends of the interwebs. This should be an interesting video. So, where am I at? What am I doing? What kind of food am I eating? Let me back this up. Welcome, my foodie friends of the interwebs, and welcome to Santa's World 365 on TikTok, or Epic Smash 88 on the YouTubes. So I had a gift card that still had $7, $8 on it, from Domino's. Okay. And I'm like, let me just do this gift card. Just get rid of it. Throw it, I wasn't going to toss it away because that's crazy. But I also wasn't all that thrilled about going back to Domino's. I was definitely not going back to the Domino's on Laskey Road in Toledo. How? Because reasons. Chiefly, most of the employees there are trash. The manager's a punk. He doesn't know what he's doing. And I got proof that he doesn't know what he's doing. Proof, you say? Yes, proof. Here's what I decided to do. I'm like, I'm going to get the exact same, or not exactly the same, but the same order that caused the ruckus the last time I went to Domino's, which was the stuffed cheesy bread, the pepperoni one. Remember? You can see that video. It's got almost no pepperoni whatsoever on it. So regardless if I ate half of it or not, I did not get what I paid for. How do I know that? I did this right in front of the guy that worked here. By the way, I'm at the Domino's on Alexis Road at Stockinbridge, I think. Alexis is Stockinbridge. And I've been here one other time. Both times were very pleasant. Today was very pleasant. The crew that worked here, really super nice people. They actually kind of saved it for their company. Because I had right across the streets of Marco's Pizza. I had no real intentions of ever going to a Domino's Pizza for the rest of my life. Here's the thing. Way too many choices. That's the, for these food companies, I don't know that they even, of course, most of the people. Okay. I'm going to take a deep breath. A couple of reasons I'm upset. Well, let me get to this first. So I got the stuffed cheesy bread, and right out of the rip, I got a marinara with it. And I said to the guy, do you always give out marinaras with this? He's like, yeah. I go, every time? He said, yeah. Really? Okay, I did not get any kind of dipping sauce, although I told them that it showed that I should have got one. And they're like, no, you got to pay for that. This is Laskey Road Domino's. Worst Domino's I've ever been to. Really, to be honest with you, worst, please. I can't even imagine a pizza place, any pizza place, being so ridiculously ran. I had a friend of mine said, well, yeah, but you've talked to the owner. He's cool with you. He hired these clowns. There was one guy there that was pretty good, but the manager looked to be 14, and he just didn't care. I went in there and I showed him. He didn't care. He did not care. In today's world, you better care because there's a whole lot of competition, and the prices are steep these days. Okay, so let me, and I did this in front of the guy who made this. I said, is it supposed to have that much cheese on it? Is it supposed to have that much pepperoni on it? You guys seen if you haven't seen it, go to that video. This is loaded with cheese and pepperoni. Look at that. Cheese and pepperoni. The one that I had gotten from the Laskey Road Domino's, didn't have any of that. It was one little thing. Okay, so the guy didn't know what he was doing. Okay, he was new. Okay. First of all, if you got a manager that doesn't know what he's doing, that's going to be problematic. Because how's he going to make sure everybody else is doing their jobs? He's not going to be able to because he doesn't know. So, look at that. Take a bite real quick because I'm kind of hungry. Now, when this is done right, it's an amazing vibe. I actually, this is fantastic. Let me try the marinara. I'm just kind of curious. Since the one on Laskey Road's like, no, you got to pay for that. You know. I'm like, I didn't get my dipping sauce. No, you got to pay for that. Mm-hmm. It changes the vibe a bit, but it's all good. Okay. I mean, look at that cheese. I mean, in the last one, what I thought was cheese was uncooked dough. Look at that. That's fantastic. All that pepperoni in there. So what made me so crazy was, first of all, the guy, when I called him, the manager, the guy that actually put it together, the manager, I called him to tell him that there was a problem. And the minute that I said to him, yeah, I do YouTube videos, or foodie videos. Oh, well, if you already complained on the internet, then I don't have anything to say, or I don't need to talk to you or whatever. And he just hung up on me. Not I'm sorry, not a bye, not a we'll do better next time, nothing. So I went back there with the box that had half the bread in it. I had also bought I did not want the lava cakes today, but I had 3 lava cakes that comes in a 3-pack. And anyway, I had one of those out of the 3. So there was 2 that was still in the box. I take this back, and then this 50-year-old pizza delivery guy, he tells me, this is the guy that told me he was going to put his hands on me. Yeah. So he tells me, he says, well, you already ate half of it. I ate half of something that was completely wrong, and then I'm like, wait a minute, this has got to go back. Well, I really didn't even say that. I was just going to call it a day until he hung up on me. So I go, okay, now you want to hang up? Now I just want my money back. And I opened the box, and, and the one dude in that whole place that was cool, he goes, there's not even any cheese in that. No, yeah, there's not. Yeah, see that cheese just dripping off of this one? This is how it's supposed to be done. The dough is not undercooked, or in the other one, it was basically raw. So, I know it's hard to get good help, but I've said this many times. How does Chick-fil-A do it? If you care about your business and you're hiring employees, especially management, you better be a little more selective, because these are the representatives. I will never go back to the Domino's on Laskey. And if it wasn't for this crew here, I'd probably never have Domino's again the rest of my life. Why would I? We got Marco's Pizza. We got Gino's Pizza. We got all these pizza places. Jet's Pizza. All within a couple of miles. I mean, why would I? See, that's the thing. Things are too expensive, and they're too, how can I put it? There's too many options. Too expensive and too many options for you to have an attitude with your customers. Now, why am I still ranting about this all this much time down the road? Because I spend my money. Now, those were gift cards that were given to me, but it's still my money, and I don't like to be disrespected. I don't like to be hung up on. I don't like to be, treated like garbage when I've done a ton of YouTube videos. I even said that to the one guy, the guy that was going to throw me out head first. I said to him, I said, you know how many positive reviews I've given you guys? And he says to me, must be nice to have all that time on your hands to be able to make videos. This idiots, all of them. Everybody, I mean, well, not everybody. There's like one dude, that's the only thing that saves them from me just torching the place. I mean, and telling you what's what. Not metaphorically torching. So, this crew here, the Domino's on Alexis Road at Stockbridge, have it together. Were really nice to me. Were really nice to me, and were really helpful. They answered my question. That dude was making a pizza. I said, hey, can I show you something? I showed him. I'm like, is this the normal amount of pepperoni? He's like, yeah. Look at that. 2, 3, cheese too. I mean, what the? Go look at that other video that showed the one that they made me. They could have just, look, the proper way to handle that would have solved a lot of this, would have been like, dude, we messed up. We're slammed, which they weren't. It was like a Monday or Tuesday. There was no big games going on. There was nothing. He should have just said, look, let me just give you your money back, and we're really sorry. Next time we'll get it right. Or let me remake. And I didn't have time for them to, and I told them that. I go, I don't have time to sit around waiting for you guys to remake food for me. Make it right the first time. Or give me my money back. That's the thing. Half of me wants to take him to small claims court over the $17, $18 that I spent. Just to make a point of it all. If you screw up and I don't want to hear about how I ate half of it. If you make me a pile of dung and I eat half of it from I give this a fair shot, I'm done. And then I take it back and show you it's a pile of dung, I don't want to hear about how I ate half of it. I mean, this has been a while back and I'm still peeved off. Especially now that I see how it's supposed to be, how much pepperoni and how much cheese, how it's supposed to be. Now look, clearly the guy that is the manager wasn't trained properly. Was not trained properly. Now that's on the owner. That's on the owner. I thought about going in and talking to the owner, but you know what? He hired this jackwagon. I'm assuming. And he's now, this kid's now running the whole store. Undoubtedly into the ground. Anyway. It is what it is. The thing that I wish that if there was ever a message, any fast food or any food place, any restaurant can take away from this, is that there is way too many options to alienate your customer base. Now, if there wasn't a legit point that I was trying to make, if there was not a legit grief or gripe, then sure. You can watch all my videos to see that I am normally 98% of the time satisfied and happy and praising the company. Takes a lot to send me over the edge. Takes a lot. Being hung up on one of those things, though, that will send me over the edge, because you don't dismiss people like that. It's just wrong. I could see if it was Super Bowl Sunday and they had 500 orders backed up, that wasn't what was going on here. It was early in the week. There was nothing going on. And there was no reason why you couldn't take a customer and give them proper service. Now, here is where I'm upset with Marcos. I sent them this video. I had supporters of mine tell me that they sent Domino's. I'm looking at the Marcos across the street, so I was putting it in my head. Domino's hasn't reached out to me. No apologies. No excuse or any kind of excuse. So that tells me that Domino's don't care. I sent them this video, or that video. Other people have sent them that video. I've tagged them in that video. Nothing. Crickets. So, yeah, Domino's Pizza. I will say this. The stuffed cheesy breads that they have, I've had two of them. Well, I've had two good ones and one really bad one. Yeah, I mean, good stuff. Bacon jalapeno, the first one I had was fantastic. Anyway, that's all I got. Subscribe, like, share, all of the things. Peace.